to include the what's dang, of course. Second I start recording, I managed to forget my own thing. But I have decided to show comments. Meaning, yes, anyone who watches this and puts comments will be shown. So, yeah. If you read the, I guess, thing, I forget what it's called, I'm going to be adding Spino, Saurus, but I want to make a quick checkup on the whole, contents of the herbivore area from last episode. I did make a small bit of work on it compared to last time. So I added Mamenchosaurus. There's 3 of them now. I had decided to just add Gallimimus, and instead of having the I guess bird things from that one episode, I'm kind of disappointed about it just being here and be in a very inhumane place. I just decided to give him the whole field along with the other dinosaurs. Though I wanted to continue the whole river section that I have going and have it go out into the Spino swamp. Instead of adding the normal Hammond Creation Lab thing that I've done before, I'm gonna add like a small section over here. Like, this isn't gonna be an enclosure, but it's just gonna be a small like bracket, I guess, between the two. Though, I wanted to do a swamp, and I had asked a friend who might join the stream, I guess. Not very sure. Cause I had asked him like, hey, should I do this species or this species? And he asked like, hey, do the Spino. I was like, okay, I'll do the Spino. So, I'm doing the Spino. As soon as I finish making the fence, hello to the second person. I'm assuming his friend I asked that I will not mention the name of because he's... Yep. That is him. Going to flatten out this area because gonna have a ton of water here, and this game does not allow water to be at any sort of slope, which is somewhat annoying because it's like can't really do a waterfall, which would really, I guess, make the game better. And though I'm assuming just the one person in my comment section who isn't me watching my own stream just to make myself feel slightly better. Possibly try and recommend whatever game I should play next, and I will mention, hey, I don't have that game or something. I'll try, except if I don't have the game, I can't exactly record that. So no, I do try to include my viewers into how my channel is, but I don't necessarily have viewers, except for that one guy who joined my stream and asked what the heck was I doing. And to him, if he does watch the stream, good question, I'm not even sure at this point. So I'm going to flatten out this small hill. I'm going to remove all the trees and add the water. while I work on the enclosure, I am gonna start the 2 Spinos I want to add, which I don't. And if you're seeing all the dinosaurs I have, and you're constantly seeing, I'm not letting the T-Rex eat, okay? Because, like, I know, like, I want to do something special for the end of this. Like, once I get all these dinosaurs here, I want to do something special, but it might be that I let all the dinosaurs roam free and just take over the park, but I'm not very sure. No, I'm gonna get rid of all these trees. And as I have realized that this is a large enclosure, I'm gonna try and I might actually just slip in like maybe a 3rd species of that or maybe not a 3rd species, but a 3rd dinosaur, like another Spino. Though, yeah. So now that I have all the water in, well, not the water in, I have it flattened out, I can now add the water. And I dislike the fact that each episode, it seems like I make a bigger and bigger enclosure. Because each time I, like, try to talk, like, hey, I'm doing this, it bothers me that, like I say, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then I stop for a second thinking, oh, it'll be done quick. Except, no, it's not, because it's a big thing I'm about to do. Though, if you're noticing how I'm making this, and you may recognize that it's kind of like the, not the Sarco, I guess the crocodile enclosure thing. I'm not very sure what to call it. The Suchomimus and Baryonyx enclosure. That it may look similar to that because I've never really seen a swamp, so I don't really know what I'd do to reenact one existing, because I've never personally seen a swamp. I'm gonna add in feeders. Because I want to add some aquatic feeders, because I like the dinosaurs that eat out of them. Because it's a very unique feeder. Though, also, just to add some more wildlife to the enclosure, I'm gonna add a goat feeder, because they look cool. With the little goats running around. And while I was working on the herbivore enclosure off cam, I was showing one of my friends this, and they said, hold on, look at that goat. And it was the aloe enclosure. The goats would push around the jeeps, and I thought that was funny, because it's like, it's a goat, and it's a jeep. Because that doesn't seem like that's how it'd be, because usually you'd think it'd be the other way around. A car would hit a goat, and then it'd be like, oh no, we hit a goat, that's a bad thing, and then they'd pick it up and eat it or something. I'm not very sure. Never really seen a goat either. Seen them, but not in person. So I'm gonna start adding these trees, because So I'm gonna be adding trees because these trees just seem like something that'd be in a pond. Just that, and also these really large trees. I want to add like a small little oasis of like sand. Well, not oasis. I like a small little like trees and rocks. Like there's a small like I guess beach area just surrounded by swamp. Cause I don't know, I want to. To the viewer who just asked if I can tranquilize, yes I can. Do I want to? Not necessarily. Why? Because I don't want to shrink dinosaurs that don't really need it. I don't need PETA chasing me either. If you wonder why, if you've like watched some of my other videos, why I have rock at like surrounding the bottom, not gonna sacrifice a goat. That's because like normally you can see the bottom really well and you know like, oh, it's shallow. I put the rock there so it kind of looks deeper than it actually is. Though I'm gonna get back to adding some rocks like this rock, and that's raining. Why did it start raining slightly after someone asked if I could sacrifice a goat? Seems like ironic timing. Now I'm gonna add a few more trees and I'm gonna quickly deal with the empty feeder because no dino will go hungry. And there's a small contribution to the video by a T-Rex.
Responding to resupply request.
If you watch some of my other videos and wonder why I say a lot, it's a thing I do. Okay, because I don't get noticed in public or anything, so I have no contribution ever to say. Half the time. Though, I'm gonna start adding a few more of the other trees. Which is just tree 2 spammed over and over, because this game has a very limiting amount of trees, and because it's only these trees and then there's redwood trees. And I only did that for the T-Rex enclosure because I wanted to try and not completely recreate, because I didn't want to fully recreate the T-Rex enclosure from Jurassic Park. What the heck is a dinosaur threat? Yay, T-Rex attacking the Jeep. Another contribution from the T-Rex of almost demolishing a Jeep.
Assuming control.
Now, going to start making the third Spinosaurus. And then get back to work on their very own enclosure. Now, if you're wondering what I am gonna do to incorporate the water, lake, I guess, river stuff I've kind of had going. Because how the lake, river, rock river, I guess, started was because I wanted to incorporate it for the Giga, because it looks like a dinosaur that sit and camp out by a lake or a river or just some water source. I'm not going to feed dinosaurs to other dinosaurs. Because as I said earlier, I don't necessarily need to deal with PETA, even if they did watch me. I guess that'd be a compliment to some person. That is not Black Panther music. Okay, I'm gonna add some, I guess, like light sand, just by kind of sprinkling it around-ish, because I want it to have sand, but not like complete sand like what I have over here. I want to add also some dirt around, not just because, one, I forgot that it existed for a while and I just now remembered, oh yeah, dirt's in a swamp. Because, one, I just now forgot my original point of why I mentioned dirt. There. Though, just as the episode is getting near the 20-minute mark that I want to end the video around, I've almost completed the enclosure. I'm gonna add a few more things, but first I want to add the Spinosaurus that will live within the swamp. Then I realized I parked the helicopter facing the wrong way.
Asset collection request received.
Favorite thing to do. Can I hit the Spino as it's raising?
Asset transportation in progress.
Actually, I've never tried tranquilizing them though. Be a good thing to try.
Altering position.
Asset delivery confirmed.
I cannot sacrifice a goat, nor do I want to. Why do goats just randomly stop out of nowhere? Okay, now the second Spino is tranquilized. We can move him into the enclosure. Well, I guess her, because in the movies it said that every dinosaur in Jurassic Park was a female, so that they wouldn't breed if they escaped. Adding some more dirt and sand.
Asset in transit.
We'll use a Jeep this time because I want to. And also, I don't use the Jeeps often. So let's use a Jeep.
Asset has been delivered.
We are pleased to welcome our sponsors to the
Also, I always find it interesting how in this game, when a dinosaur is shot with the trank dart, how they run. It's like you're supposed to be a dinosaur that's evolved for centuries to become this big killing machine, and you run when something shoots a tiny little dart at you. Wouldn't that like defeat your entire evolutionary purpose? Well, that seems awkward. That the second I brought that up, it decided to charge at the fence.
Heading to collect the asset.
Okay. Well, the final Spino is that kind of rhymed. While the third Spino is heading toward the enclosure, I'm going to wrap up the video, as this has been, I guess, a long one for some of the others. I'm going to wrap up the video with this guy heading toward the enclosure. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. If you didn't, you can always dislike, but I will see you all next time. This is the awkward part of the video where I have